Hey guys, it's Aztec Productions, and this is another episode of Kaiju Conversations. This is a new episode, and I am always your host, Aztec Productions.
I am your co-host, Justus.
And I am your co-host, ET13 Productions.
And I'm Kaiser Organa, the guy behind ProjectGodzilla TV.
He is our special guest today.
Project
Yay.
Godzilla TV, our special guest.
Yes.
So we are going to discuss something that is kind of far from Godzilla today. We jumbled up a few ideas, and I think we came up with something that is nice and fresh and kaiju related, but also new. So something that is kind of recent, an American-made kaiju, whose franchise is known as CloverField. And I myself am not too familiar with CloverField. I've only seen CloverField and CloverField Paradox. I have not seen. I mean, 10 Cloverfield Lane. I have not seen Paradox, but I know some of these guys have, so they're gonna have a few more things to say than I do. But what we're gonna do is we are gonna go in order of film and give our quick little thoughts on it. So starting with the first one that started it all, Cloverfield. I did not get the chance to see this in a theater, and I am happy that I didn't get the chance to see this in a theater because the whole shaky cam idea, the whole found footage idea is very unique. And it's something that is very cool for a kaiju film, and that is an idea that I've actually came up with until I found out about Cloverfield, is a found footage kind of kaiju movie. And Cloverfield is yeah, go ahead.
Personally, really quick, whenever I watch a found footage movie, watching it in a theater kind of breaks the illusion to me, since you're like sitting in a big theater watching it with a bunch of different people. Like
Yeah.
that should be like it's breaks the illusion because it's not something private.
Right. That makes sense.
Anyway,
Plus, if you have a giant screen in front of you and the camera is currently shaking, if I don't remember,
That
there were
too.
some warning signs outside the theater that said "Caution for Cloverfield." There's like some intense camera shaking.
Really?
Yeah, it might leave you sick, and I know
I
some
heard
people
about
did
that.
leave sick. Some people did leave sick out of Cloverfield.
I did not know
that's a
that.
shame. Yeah, no, it's a very interesting topic, and it's they like when you guys went to the theater around it was Incredibles 2, I believe, and they had signs all over the theater that said caution. It's it had some flashing lights, and it may cause seizures. It's kind of
because of like the one guy that could hypnotize people.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they had to put warning signs throughout the theater, especially during where you get your tickets from, saying, "Hey, just a caution if you're going to see this, if this happens." And so Cloverfield was basically, the whole film was filmed like that. So yeah, it might leave you a little sick if you're watching it in a theater, but I still think it's better to see it in the comfort of your home, where it's more suited that way for a found footage movie like Blair Witch and all those. But
You
Go
know
ahead.
what would be awful? You know what would be awful?
What?
A 3D found footage movie.
Oh, good
Ooh.
lord.
That
In
would
IMAX.
Oh
Jeez.
my.
Jeez. That would both break the illusion and make you even more sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Last found footage movie I knew about was Blair Witch, and I can't imagine seeing that in an IMAX theater. Oh, that'd be terrible.
I'm going to be very honest. That's the only found footage film to my knowledge that I've watched was Cloverfield. But I never, wait, who said they didn't see it in the theater?
Aztec.
Oh, yeah, I never saw it in a theater either. I was still in school at the time, and plus I never really watched movies in theaters a lot until I started working at movie theaters.
Well, that's cool. Working at a movie theater. How was that, by the way? How is it for a job?
I will be in it. Yes, and another disclaimer. This is it. I guess we're gonna call this one disclaimers galore. But I digress. Another disclaimer. Crap. What was I gonna say? Excuse me. I already forgot. It was okay. That's all I will say. It was the first job I ever had was working at my local movie theater.
That's cool. I mean, that's always something I wanted to do. You know, as a first-time job, maybe work at a movie theater. You know,
I am
don't even
currently
care what
trying
I'm
to.
doing.
I am currently trying to get that job.
That's cool.
You know, I work at my. I don't know if I can discuss. I don't know if I can discuss my personal life on here or not. But if I can't, then I won't.
As long as it isn't too informative.
Detailed.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw out. I work at my local grocery store deli. Yeah.
Anyways, Aztec, as you were saying about the first Cloverfield movie.
Just basically a great. It was great, kind of mysterious. I know there was a lot of sudden hints and details and Easter eggs spread out throughout there. I love how they made it. Yeah, they kind of made it a little mysterious of a film. And when a movie sparks theories, that's how you know it's a very mysterious kind of movie.
Agreed.
Well,
yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, the trailer didn't release till 2 weeks till the movie came out. They were very. J.J. Abrams is really good on keeping everything in-house, top secret.
Yes,
like
he is.
The people in the movie didn't even know they were in Cloverfield. They knew when the movie was shown. They didn't. When they auditioned, they thought they were for some drama movie. I heard in the commentary for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they auditioned.
Well, even like the main characters.
Yeah, everybody in the movie, T.J. Miller and the other actors and actresses, I can't recall their names at the moment.
Couldn't he have gotten sued for that though?
No.
Isn't it if they agree with it, then it's okay? Because they should know by now if they're filming a drama or monster movie. During filming,
I mean,
because they kind of went with it, didn't they?
Yeah, but
well, I mean, it kind of is a drama movie.
In a way,
it's just that it just has a monster in it.
And the same goes for Infinity War. Nobody knew the actual movie. They all were given fake scripts except for Benedict Cumberbatch and the directors.
Yeah, except for a few.
Yeah, I was about to say I would well, the thing about that movie is there's so many different scenes. It's I imagine the script is just looking at that script, I imagine it would be so complicated.
But
yeah.
What was it? But I was saying how the marketing was also great too. Like,
I love the marketing for that movie.
Yeah, the marketing for Cloverfield is actually very clever and cool. Like a different, there's like a slushy company or something. There's something related to slush show. Yeah, slush show. Yeah, the slush show.
Isn't that in Super 8?
Yeah, that's in Super 8. That's in Star Trek in the Dark. Any Bad Robot J.J. Abrams movie has slush show in it some way, shape, or form.
Oh,
it's like
I didn't know that.
Stan Lee in all the Marvel movies.
There's a slush show reference, and slush show has a website, I believe, or had. I don't know if it's still up.
Yes, yeah, they do.
Yeah, and they had a Cloverfield reference somewhere. I was like, it showed a little animated person saying, "Oh, slush show makes like my stomach belly pop," and I think it was a reference to the chick exploding in the first Cloverfield, if you remember that. I think she got bitten by one of the.
That's like you said, Aztec. The marketing for these movies is amazing. The web viral marketing, they do all the little. They go into detail when they try to make this movie.
Right, and I'll say that one of the best and most the outrageous ones is for Cloverfield Lane, but I'll get to that in a bit and what I mean by that. But I think the monster's design overall is very cool and very creative. Looks a lot like a spider monkey hybrid kind of thing when I see it, and it's I like the little creatures too. The little parasite things, they also look very cool.
Now
And
the
the
only
roar, and the screech. Yeah, go ahead.
the only marketing I knew about that was like really crazy was the first Cloverfield. I didn't even know that the other movies did that.
Yeah,
Did
no,
like
we'll get
crazy
to
marketing.
we'll get to the crazy marketing for Cloverfield Lane in a bit. But I like the roar too. I think it's a very eerie roar when you hear it echo across the city or something. It's and the film, the characters are great. T.J. Miller, I even forgot.
Oh,
Whoa,
sorry
You're
about
good.
that.
You're good. You're
You
good. But
If I may, can you guys excuse me for a minute? I gotta move some laundry over.
oh, you're good.
Okay.
Sure.
It won't take me long.
You're good.
Sorry about that.
You're good. But basically the characters are great. Like I said, TJ Miller, I just forgot he was in that movie in the first place. But yeah, it's a great it goes from like a normal day to like a very chaotic night. But if you guys remember the end credit scene, after credit scene with the voice, and it's all muffled and stuff, and you guys heard about that before?
Yeah, it says we need help. If you reverse it and then forward, it says it's still not down or something like that.
It's still
No.
alive.
Oh, backwards it says it's still alive, and
Yeah.
forwards it says we need help. And did you guys really quick? Did you guys ever notice the thing that falls out of the sky?
Meteorite? Yes.
Yeah, the meteor that falls out of the sky at the end.
Yes, definitely.
What was that, by the way? Is there like speculation on what that is?
It's
That's the monster landing,
from
maybe.
actually, I'm pretty sure it's a meteor, and the alien came off of. Oh no! Actually, no! I'm pretty sure it's a satellite that fell from space, and it's actually nothing that has to do with Cloverfield. I'm pretty sure.
The way they explained it was in the Cloverfield movie itself, they said it's a satellite, like Justus said, that went down and awoke the creature, but that was 2 weeks prior. Why did it not fight and destroy New York? And then when Cloverfield Lane came out, there were some thoughts that the satellite that fell was actually the satellite that John Goodman's character was.
Yeah. He worked on it.
After seeing the paradox, it really makes sense there, but we'll get to that movie a little later on.
That trash movie.
But
we'll get to it.
Before I close, a couple of cool Easter eggs. The only one I could basically spot, and I was like, it caught me off guard, was when the characters are in the helicopter, and then they're going away, they're flying away, and then they see that the monsters hit, and then it gets back up from the smoke and attacks the helicopter as it's falling down, and the camera's glitching. Did you guys catch that little photo
King
of
Kong.
1933 Kong? Yeah.
Yeah. There's also
Yeah.
Beasts from 20,000.
Also, I'm back.
Hey. Also, there's Beasts from 20,000 Fathoms that's in there somewhere, and them, and another Ray Harryhausen movie, the one that has like the octopus. But fun fact that the puppet for that octopus actually only has six arms,
Tentacles.
so there's 6 tentacles, but they call it the sixtopus.
But I don't recall it came from beneath the sea still.
Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it came beneath the sea.
I don't think it. I'm not for sure if it's like a shot. I think it's like something that's playing on a TV in the background.
Yeah. Oh.
No. But
are you thinking of it might have been that movie. The only other one I can think of wasn't that in 1998 Godzilla? Like a brief, quick clip on the TV.
No, I don't think so.
Oh yeah, I remember. I
Wait,
remember when those guys were looting that store, stealing those televisions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
the thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't remember seeing it, but SpongeBob was on the TV in
Yeah, I
Cloverfield.
remember that. I remember that.
That's one of my. There's something about that scene that's really awesome. Like they're looting the store. It's kind of an apocalypse situation, and then all the people that are looting the store just stop for a moment, and
And
then they just
It's
they
like,
look
at
at
oh
the
the-
TV.
and
no,
look
giant
up at the-
monster.
It's the
And,
oh crap moment when you realize you're not alone in the city.
it's when you realize.
It was at that moment
I
that
know.
looters knew they screwed up.
Yeah, sure. Let's say that. I was gonna say something else, but never mind.
But yeah, it's a. I just thought it was an overall pretty good film. The shaky cam was interesting, good, pretty good concept, but it was a very enjoyable. So, Justice, we're gonna move on to you. What are your thoughts on the original Cloverfield?
Basically, everything you've said. Basically, the same exact thing. There's
Alrighty.
there's only a few things that I would say probably differently, like I don't know. Well, the one thing that I always felt was really eerie to me in that movie, and the first time I saw it, and every single time I see it, it's eerie to me. Whenever the horse walks by in that one scene, the horse without anybody like behind it. I mean, riding it.
Yeah,
That was always eerie to me, and I always kind of like that.
There was nobody in that carriage, really?
No, there was
no.
not. There was nobody in that.
That is pretty eerie.
You
Yeah.
know, that just made me think of something. Now, the parasites, they killed humans and it was obvious, right?
Yeah.
Why did they not kill the horses? Could that be symbolizing that it was man that the monster was after?
But I thought they were only like on
Ah.
on the top of the ground, and then like
Hold
and
up.
then eventually they start to go below ground into the sewer
Well,
I-
they
if,
went
and
anywhere.
subway.
I thought I read somewhere the monster was like eating horses through external esophagi or something.
Ew.
Huh.
That's what I don't know, or maybe I don't know. Maybe it was some, or maybe I was just seeing things. I don't know. It's what I remember reading somewhere.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a disturbing image.
Okay.
I don't know. I just
Anyways, but basically that's all I would add. What Aztec said, but I would say that my favorite part of the movie is probably that shot of the horse going by and how eerie it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like oh no, that's a terrible comparison. Never mind. I was gonna make a comparison with something at the top of my head. But it's very
Isn't this movie also if you are a very sensitive person, skip what I am about to say. But anyways,
uh-oh.
I'll give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5.
okay.
Isn't this movie like kind of supposed to be a allegory for 9/11?
I
I
don't.
have not.
I never
heard
thought of it that way.
No.
Where,
That's not what I
thought-
thought when I heard the backstory on the movie.
Maybe it was that like oh wait, maybe it was like J.J. Abrams thought that this was our version of 54, and he was
Yeah,
comparing
Yeah,
9/11
that's
to Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
So what
That
happened
might
is he went to a festival for, I think, was Star Trek and Tokyo. I believe that he did. It was a premiere, and this is how he came up with the idea for it. He went to a toy store basically, and the rows were filled with Godzilla. And then he said to himself, "We need an American monster to symbolize America." Even though people say King Kong, but he says, "I need to make a movie monster that symbolizes America because Japan has Godzilla."
Well, technically,
So
even then, we have the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, but
But
And Kong.
he already said
But-
Kong.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, but Kong's not like a monster. He's more of a. He's like
I'd call him
Frankenstein.
a famous.
He's
I'd call him
misunderstood.
the Frankenstein monster.
The Frankenstein monster is a monster, and he's misunderstood.
Yeah, and
likewise about
Kong.
Kong, yeah.
Though not an American monster, so is Godzilla technically.
But originally, I think that's what he was meaning when he said Japan had Godzilla.
Yeah. Well, technically, I think Frankenstein came from Germany.
Yeah, the author,
Yeah.
she was from Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Anyways, I'll move on to. I'll let ET go ahead and talk about this movie, the first one.
Well, since you've all pretty much touched the basis, I'm going to go back to what I was going to say, and then Aztec brought it up. J.J. Abrams said he wanted to make a film to be our Godzilla. That's basically his words. He wanted it to be our Godzilla, a movie monster that we would remember. I don't think they did that very well, considering we've yet to see a true sequel. Like,
if they
Clover's
did,
amazing.
I think
but-
something with the shaky cam kind of affected that. I don't know. That's my opinion. If it was
I
a
wanted-
straight up film, then I think it would have some impact. But shaky cam gives it less of a recognition. But go ahead.
I wouldn't say
I agree.
this movie is better than 54, but I would say it's good.
Oh no, I don't think it's
I-
better than 54 at all.
Yeah.
I like the movie. I think what they set out to do did not translate very well to the final product. It
Agreed.
did not become a well-known giant monster movie. I mean, look at it now. We only have one Clover figure, and it's like $300.
Overpriced.
That's it.
Wait,
And
it
it's
is?
huge.
It is?
It's a great looking figure, by the way.
I've seen it go for more.
Oh my god.
It's $300?
Yeah,
Or
it's
more?
very expensive.
Jeez.
Monster Arts, please take
I was
it.
gonna say I don't know if a Monster Arts would be possible.
But,
That would cost way too much.
Who made that figure, anyways?
Hasbro.
Was it Hasbro or McFarlane?
I think it was
I think
Hasbro.
it
I
was-
looked it up. I was doing some reading, and I just so happened to stumble upon it.
Oh, it is Hasbro. How much is it? Oh, it's huge too. It's a huge
Yeah, it's
figure.
like yeah, it's very humongous.
How much does
That
it
is a
go
great
for?
figure, but it is way too expensive. It's not worth that much.
Okay, yeah, no, I see it go for around $2,000 on eBay right now.
Jeez.
Probably mint.
You could
$800.
That's like a used car.
Yeah,
if King Ghidorah is $500, you could literally get 4 King Ghidorahs for that price.
I've seen the Monster Arts Biolante go for $1,000 on Amazon.
You could get 2 Biolantes for that price.
Hold on. I put it in general. Hold on. I just put a few.
Oh,
Well, it does have
Jeez.
sound effects too. So
well, $799.
Oh, I didn't know that.
$800. That's a little better, I guess. I don't know.
But still,
I wouldn't pay $800 for a figure.
no,
This thing.
no.
My
But
God.
I mean, it does come with a pretty cool Statue of Liberty head, some parasites, and interchangeable faces.
I will go
So
ahead and
it's
throw
a-
this.
For a car payment. Not even that. Actually, more than that. Way more than that.
Oh, it still looks good though. Not gonna lie. It's just too huge. They could make like a down to scale version. I'd like it. With
Agreed.
the same, yeah. You can.
Yeah, agreed.
make it fight your Godzillas on your shelf, I guess.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you guys just talking about like a scale figure?
6-inch
Yeah,
Yeah,
6
or
inch.
12.
You smoke.
what size are NECAs and
NECA
SH figure
Godzilla
arts?
figures are
Normally
they're
around the
12
6 or
inch.
7 inch scale. Come on,
Yeah,
smoke.
I was
Well,
about to say they're around the same height.
if they did a
Mm.
24-inch like 2014 Godzilla, that would probably be pretty good for size comparison.
Well,
and stuff.
2014 slash the what we're getting for 2019.
I was gonna say.
But ET and ET, are you have anything else you wanted to say before?
If I
Yeah.
had to pick a scene that was really good, I would probably have to go with the Statue of Liberty because that kind of symbolizes, hey, I'm a monster and I'm here to take your freedoms away and make you kind of bow before me. If you want to take it from a godlike symbol.
Yeah. It was very eerie. I thought that was the most eerie scene out of all. And hearing people screaming as the head, it kind of did its little 360, and then you saw the face towards the camera, and the head was all.
I would
just
say that's the most
severed.
brutal. That's the most brutal scene, in my opinion.
It just gave me chills because then right after you saw it, completely right after the head just landed there, you heard people screaming like, "Oh my god!" Like a something that basically symbolizes America has been taken down. And then it's a very disturbing kind of thing to hear people scream about it as it's just there in front of them. I don't know how to describe that scene, but it's very cool and eerie, and it's just an awesome scene.
Agreed.
But
I
go ahead.
think that's all I had to say about the movie. Really, it's a fun movie. Of course, you said the shaky camera work kinda. It takes some elements out, but adds some. So it's a
Right.
lose-lose situation, really.
Yeah.
It is. I agree. But Project Godzilla TV, what are your thoughts on the first Cloverfield? If you're there.
Project Godzilla TV.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was scrolling through something.
You're fine.
You're good.
Honestly, regarding my opinions on Cloverfield, there isn't really much to say that hasn't been said. Honestly,
you have a scene in particular that you like, or
I'm trying to look back. I don't know. When I first watched it, that scene where who's the guy? I can't remember the name of the guy who was holding the camera, where he gets eaten.
Oh, I don't remember.
I can't remember his name, but
TJ
I thought
Miller.
that was
TJ Miller's
pretty
character.
freaking cool. I don't know. I thought it was cool when I was younger, when I first saw it.
Is it just me, or does that part of the movie, whenever whenever the monster is right in front of him, does it feel like that it's disproportionate from the other scenes to any of you?
To be fair, a lot of
do
movies
think-
have inaccurate scales of things.
Yeah.
But this is kind of ridiculous, considering that after or before that scene, he was scaling and almost could reach over a skyscraper.
Yeah,
There's
that's
a theory
that
about
always
how
bothered me.
there was a theory stating that there's multiple, and I think that could be the case here, because there's no way, because one moment he's reaching a skyscraper, the next moment he's so small he can look at a human and actually take the time out to stop the human.
Yeah.
And they did say it's basically Gorgo, where it's an infant and
Yeah.
the parents are looking
Yeah.
for it.
I know.
So, I mean,
I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. I know there was a manga that was essentially a prequel.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember if it was a prequel or a midquel or
No. It was
it was a sequel.
technical sequel, it was a technical sequel, but I don't think it's going to be canon.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably not canon to the thing.
But that was it was a really weird story, though. I know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
Did you ever like see or read anything about it?
I'm sorry, you were cutting out on my end.
Did you ever like read or see anything about it to where you could give a description? Because if you can't, I can. I think.
I've only ever seen pictures of it, like on on the old Godzilla wiki and even on Wikizilla.
Okay, well,
So honestly,
from what I remember of it, basically, there's this one guy that turns into Cloverfield somehow, and that's like his. I know it's a really weird plot, and I really hope this isn't canon, because if it is,
Japanese mangas are weird.
yes, they are.
King Godzilla.
What'd you say?
What?
What'd you say?
Oh, you've never heard of King Godzilla?
Oh, no! I just I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, that's it's a very strange story, but go on.
Basically, this one character, the Cloverfield, is basically his evil personality, and it's like a demon inside of him that he needs to overcome, and like
Venom?
at the height. No, Venom's not a
Venom
demon.
with Cloverfield?
He's just an alien. No,
Is a
Venom's a good guy though. Well, kind
Is
of.
he?
Kind of.
I don't want to debate this for the 20th time. Go on.
Anyway, Carnage is a villain though. He definitely is. Anyways,
Okay.
yeah. Basically, it's about a guy that turns into Cloverfield because he's starting to grow up, and as he grows up, he gets more and more not deceitful, warped, because usually as you grow up you get more and more warped, but because he has this demon inside of him, that's the Cloverfield, and literally makes him turn into a Cloverfield. And
well, that's stupid. Anyways,
yes, it is stupid.
Do you guys want to jump
Agreed.
into Cloverfield Lane? Because we went way deep down with the first one.
Yeah.
I just want to start off really quick with the marketing for Cloverfield Lane.
Actually, wait. Project Godzilla TV didn't actually say his favorite scene. We just went on a little bit of a tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it never hurts to go off subject. Well, I don't know.
If you go too far off subject.
Yeah. Sorry about that,
We
guys.
were still on subject. We were talking about Cloverfield.
Yeah.
But go on.
Sorry.
You're good. If you don't recall one, that's fine. Because we just basically dropped the whole movie.
How about this? Which scene do you like more? The Statue of Liberty head rolling scene, or the horse walking down the street scene? How about that?
Give me a minute. I will go ahead and throw out there. I will go ahead and throw out there, when I first saw, like, on my few viewings of Cloverfield, I did not think much of the horse drawing the carriage. But now that I think about it, that is pretty eerie. But I digress. I kind of thought, in terms of which one's in terms of which one I think would be my most favorite one in comparison to the two, I think the whole Statue of Liberty thing would be pretty BA.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do we go into Cloverfield
Yes,
Lane?
let's go
All right.
into Cloverfield Lane now.
So
how about
I wanted to go ahead.
I will be right back, guys. Again,
we're starting to run low on time, so let's try and give our quick thoughts.
Okay, so really quick, I know I mentioned how I thought the marketing for Cloverfield Lane was the most impressive, and I'll just give this to you immediately. It's just this one little thing they did, and I don't know if you heard of this, but I'll read the article right here. But it was using the GPS coordinates found in the hidden trailer images for 10 Cloverfield Lane. Reddit user blah 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 made
Sorry about
his
that.
way out. You're good. But Reddit user blah 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 made his way out to the location and found something there. So what it is there was an address, I think hidden in the trailer somewhere.
Oh, actually, wait. I
And
think I did hear about this.
yeah, and then someone put it on a GPS and drove there, and there was something dug in the ground, and he had to dig it up, and it was, uh, it says, I found a case filled with survival gear, messages, puzzle pieces, a puzzle piece, and a USB. The exact spot was marked with an empty swamp pop Satsuma fizz bottle on a small mound of fresh dirt. The message, apparently from Howard, says, listen to these and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's almost right on top of us. You'll need a whole lot more than this kit if you're going to have a chance to make it to the other side. Good luck to us all, friend, and H. So that itself, the fact that they dug something up and then someone went to the address and found it, that is incredible. There's a video too of it being dug up, and that is incredible stuff. I am not gonna lie. But
There,
yeah,
people, not people, businesses, have started to actually do that with their different IPs. I think I know one, but I'm kind of on the fence of saying it because I'm kind of ashamed that I know this. But anyways, I know Fortnite did this recently.
oh yeah, I heard of this too. It was everywhere actually. It
Yeah.
was all over the news. Yeah, but
Because they had like
do-
different llamas all over the place, and
yeah, what
bird-
happened was
bird.
my brother should know this out of all. I remember when when I showed this to him. Actually, I'm the first one who found out about this. But to promote the game, basically what was going on was everything was had to do with teleportation. So some stuff from the game teleported into our world, and it was some very vintage like cars from the game, stuff that was out in the middle of nowhere. So I see that's a great example of how marketing can be really impressive. So yeah, that was a very cool thing to do. But
Person-
go ahead.
Personally, I don't like Fortnite, but I have to admit they have pretty good marketing.
Yeah, I'll say the same. It was everywhere. I remember it being on trending on YouTube. It was
Yeah.
it was a Google search trend. It was everywhere.
I've
And it
seen
was really
merchandise at
impressive.
Walmart.
Plus,
Yeah,
their
it's getting
most
big.
recent like Christmas trailer that was a lot like the what's the name of the people who made like Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Rankin
Reindeer?
Bass.
Rankin Bass, and it kind of simulate. It was kind of similar to that. I have to admit,
Yeah.
I kind of did enjoy watching that trailer. But besides
Yeah.
that, we'll get off Fortnite now.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
but
I was gonna
quick
say,
thoughts on that movie. I thought the very beginning and the middle were good. I thought John Goodman's character, he switched roles to a lot. His personality switched, and that's a example of very good acting. I thought that at times you're kind of like, oh, that's a very generous thing to do, and at other times he's like, this guy is crazy. I'm happy that blah 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 this happened. By the way, there's gonna be spoilers in this for sure.
Oh yeah.
I've already read.
It just-
Once again, disclaimer: I have not seen Cloverfield Paradox or 10 Cloverfield Lane. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out to the people listening, even though
I
this
just
just saying the title, Aztec. Just saying the title and
Yeah,
put something at
okay.
the beginning. Spoilers.
yeah.
But
Yeah, but I did read up about both of them, so
Yeah, I thought Cloverfield Lane was an all right film. I wasn't all that hyped for it, or I didn't see it in theaters either. I just saw it at home, but it was I thought the film was pretty entertaining, and I thought it was also eerie at times. Like, if I'm not mistaken, there was three people in that bunker. Uh, when the one guy was shot, and I think his body was put in a tub of acid, if I'm not
Yeah,
correct.
Yep.
that part always that part is eerie to me.
Yeah, that is by far the most eerie part of the film. Or the lady that was outside that was trying to get in, and she was like screaming to get in, stuff like that. And I thought
Again,
the
I would say that's the
aliens,
most brutal part of the movie.
yeah, and the aliens, I know,
Realistic brutal.
yeah, but I know Justice, you have your thoughts about the aliens in the film and
Yes,
how it
I
kind of
do.
crashes, but I think I didn't mind the aliens. I thought it made the film a little more, not more sci-fi, but like it gave you a bigger reason to want to stay inside a house, that there are these people, and it wasn't like all the alien, the creature itself didn't look all that bad to me, even though you rarely see what it looks like. It gave you a reason to like, it's like when the lady escapes, right? She escapes and she's free, but it's not over yet, because outside there's a reason to stay inside. You think it's over, oh no, you went outside, now there's this going on. And I thought that I just, like I said, I didn't mind it at all that much. I just thought it didn't make the film better. It just added a little more sci-fi aspects to it and made it connect to Cloverfield a little more. But whether that is a legit sequel to Cloverfield, I don't know. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Cloverfield Lane. But
Um,
Justice,
my thoughts on the movie. I like it up until the ending. Personally, I kind of felt like the ending was tacked on
yeah,
with the
I can
aliens.
see, I can see why
There
you
was
thought it fell
there
apart.
was there was only one part in the movie that was actually hinting towards the ending, but besides that, there's it literally feels tacked on. And I remember there was uh this one quote from John Goodman's character where he says something like, space aliens, who knows what's out there and killing us, nuclear warfare, blah blah blah, uh alien worm mutant creatures. And at the end of the movie, there's an alien that looks like a worm.
Well, he did
See,
work at NASA, so he probably knew that's why he built the bunker.
yeah, I just drove him insane, I guess. But yeah, I also thought his performance was pretty good. I thought he was pretty intimidating in that movie.
Agreed.
Yeah, he was really intimidating. That's some good acting right there by John Goodman.
Yeah,
But
I really like actually I think everybody's performance in this movie was actually pretty good.
yeah,
Um who was there actually like a specific actor for the lady that was behind the door?
I think there it was. I forgot who it was though, but I remember that was a big talk.
Because the lady behind the door, she had a pretty good performance with her just scrambling, um, uh, doing whatever it'll take to get in there. I thought she did a really good job at that. However, I got to admit, it was pretty stupid the fact that she was able to crack the window on that
Yeah,
door. Because isn't that supposed to be like a bomb proof door? I know there's two doors, but still,
I don't
yeah,
remember
you
her
could tell.
cracking it.
I thought she did.
I remember her. I remember her crack. I think I remember her cracking it or doing
I know
some damage to the window.
I know that this is a little sensitive, but it is kind of what happened in the movie. But Her head did start to bleed. I remember that.
No,
I
her face was like
read
all
something about that.
busted. Her face was like had scratches. People say it was like gas, maybe I forgot. Green gas. I heard something about there was something outside that was kind of making her look
Oh
that
yeah,
way.
yeah. That there was a gas outside that the aliens were releasing that would
Oh my
uh,
god. I'm looking
cause you
at the
to
image now.
decay.
Yeah, I see like one half of her face is just completely dead. That is disturbing actually. Oh my god. But anyways, Justice, is there anything else? Like quick opinions?
Um,
Uh
basically, the great movie, except for personally, I don't really like the personally. Think it is tacked on ending.
and ET13 Productions, thoughts on 10 Cloverfield Lane?
Well,
I will be right back
Now-
again.
All right, go ahead.
the monster, like, I love the original Cloverfield because I'm a kaiju fan. I like it. But,
Mhm.
I don't. The movie is really good. Like, the suspense. I didn't. The one part that I really found amazing was the shot where Howard shot, I want to say his name was Eric, but I don't remember. The dude with the cast on his arm.
I think it
When
was
he
like
shot him. What was his name?
looking it up right now. I remember reading it.
But until we can find it, like that
Emmett.
shocked me. Emmett, yes. When Howard shot Emmett, you knew he was going to die, but the way they did it, it's like all the
It got you out of the
suspense.
blue, yeah.
Yeah,
Like up until that point, you're not completely sure if uh uh what's the actor's name? John Goodman. John Goodman's character is actually insane until he shoots him, and then you're like, oh no, I'm talking to. He's like, oh no, we're with a mad person. She is like, she/us, the audience, is like, oh no, we're with a mad person.
but when that happens, it's like all this suspense was built up, and then it was dropped immediately, and then pow, literally
Yeah.
a boom, and then you're like, oh my god, this just happens. And the one thing I can compare this movie to its prior movie is if you do watch it, it is in a first person point of view. It's in her point of view. It's not a found footage, but it's filmed in a way where you only know what she knows.
Yeah,
And
I would say that. It's not first person like literal. It's first person. I guess you would say third person limited is what I guess you would call this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it like that.
But ET, was that you sharing your thoughts, or do you want to share some more about what you think of the film?
I'm trying to think of any more thoughts, but like we said, the casting was great. John Goodman did amazing
Yes.
at that. And looking at his filmography, he doesn't have a whole lot of bad guy, very interesting characters. Like,
Yeah, it's mostly protagonists.
yeah, and then here you have him, and you think, oh, he's a good guy, and then, oh, he might be a bad guy, and then, oh my god, he's insane, kill him.
Well, not
That's-
exactly. It's not always protagonist for John Goodman. It's usually like he's mostly like a side character.
Yeah, but this one he was full on antagonist, but it was like
Yes.
the movie Split, in that he had multiple personalities and you didn't know which one was good, which one was bad until it showed himself. That's kind of what John Goodman was. He showed his good side, he showed his mysterious side, his bad side, And by the end, you're like, I want him gone. I can't wait for her to get out of there. It was a very good suspense buildup. And then you have this action scene. And it's like the original Alien, where the ending sequence, it's all in this little spaceship. There's no going out or away from it. And then Ripley, of course, spoilers for Alien, but it's been out for 40 years. Ripley finds a way to get the alien out, except the roles are switched. She finds a way to get out from the alien, and then, of course, blows up the bunker, but still, like, the feeling of claustrophobia could disturb some people, and it does bring good suspense. So I would definitely say this is, quality-wise, it's the best Cloverfield we have. And like I said, the scene that I would choose is definitely the scene where Howard shoots Emmett.
Alright. So Project Godzilla TV. Oh, you haven't seen it yet, have you?
No, but like I said, when I was working at my local theater, I did see bits and pieces of it. So I don't know the plot, but I just read up about it, and so I know what happens pretty much. So don't worry about it being spoiled to me. But I will go ahead and say the most memorable scene to me, which I'm hearing you guys say is the worst scene, was seeing that. That's the only thing that sticks out in my head is the spaceship with the lightning flashing behind it in the clouds. That's the only memorable thing I can remember from it, honestly. And it's funny, and I've never actually fully watched it.
I didn't mind the aliens. I thought the aliens was
Yeah, I was about to say they liked it. I personally don't like it, but
yeah.
I just thought,
but that's just my personal opinion. I'm not like, ooh, you guys like it? Oh, why? You guys are idiots. Nah.
But should we jump to the next one? You guys okay with that?
Well, I guess. I mean, do we have to? I'd like to forget it sometimes.
Yes.
I'm interested to hear, but the third one, of course, and I guess all right. When I heard about Paradox, this was I didn't know about it at first. This is how I found out about it. I was watching the Super Bowl, and then a trailer came on, and then I heard what sounded a lot like the Cloverfield roar. I'm like, oh my god, it's a new Cloverfield movie. And then we get some scenes that, like, when it started off, I was like, wow, this is cool. New Cloverfield movie, and then I see that it's not shaky cam. It looks like it's gonna take some scenes are gonna take place in the first one. And then we cut to a spaceship, and then I see a severed hand crawling on its own. I don't know. I was completely confused with what I was seeing. And then to throw me off even more, it said coming out tomorrow on Netflix. And I was like, wait, you just announced a film on the Super Bowl, and now you're going to release it the very next day. So I was like, okay. I didn't have Netflix at the time, so I didn't see it, but I, of course, heard all the talk about it. Was the last shot, I believe, of the film, which is what I hear it dubbed being the Mama Cloverfield. And I don't know if that's what it's called, but I remember going on YouTube looking it up. Even though it didn't have the best special effects, it was a Cloverfield that looked spot on to the first one, and its head was like above the clouds. It was huge, but that's all I remember seeing from Cloverfield Paradox. And I'd love to hear what Justus, ET. I don't know. I would love to hear what you guys thought about it, because I think Project Godzilla TV hasn't seen it either. So that's
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that one either.
So I'd like to hear you guys, what you guys think, because I think we're very curious.
So can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I go?
Yeah, he said
good.
that.
Woo boy, this movie
Oh, no.
this movie is awful.
Okay.
It's awful.
Alrighty.
Personally, it's awful. I think it's awful. What I don't like about it so much is the fact that it doesn't follow any rules. Because you can have weird timeline altering alternate universe movies if it makes sense. But in this movie, it doesn't make any sense because there will be just people who are working on stuff with like a tool or something, and their hand will go through a wall for no reason, and it'll just vanish. And then it, as Aztec said before, it'll just show up randomly out of nowhere, crawling on the floor, and there will be no explanation for it.
Does it in any way connect to the first Cloverfield at all? Does it make some sense out of the first Cloverfield?
What? The movie?
Cloverfield Paradox. 'Cause it has some things that give further explanation.
Wait, have you not seen it?
I have not seen it. No, I
thought you have.
No, those are from memories of what I seen of the trailer when it premiered on the Super Bowl.
Okay, so basically, this movie is about a space station that is trying to make a source of unlimited energy, but and somehow they're able to do it. But whenever they do it, somehow it makes it to where they go to a different universe.
Okay.
And yeah, and in this universe, everyone is dead. Everyone is dying. It's wait. Actually, no. In this universe, the space station had fallen out of orbit and landed in the ocean. And I forgot to say this, but also on the first home planet, the reason why they are doing this space station is because Earth is starting to run out of natural resources, and they're needing to make. Sorry, what?
Infinity War. But go on.
Huh?
Yeah. Natural resources, Infinity War, nobody.
Okay.
I gotcha.
I got you now. Okay. Anyways,
Wow. Sorry.
Anyways, basically they're running out of resources on Earth, so they're trying to make unlimited energy up in the space station that's orbiting the planet, and they achieve it. But whenever they do it, they go into an alternate universe, and in that alternate universe, the space station had fallen out of orbit and landed in the ocean, and all the members of that space station had died, except for some odd reason, one of the alternate universe people, the one of the astronauts, winds up in their ventilation system or something like that, and they fish her out, and somehow she was like, in this universe, she is the protagonist. She is the person that took the protagonist's role, and the protagonist didn't actually go on to the space trip. She had actually been she had actually stayed home in this alternate universe. And basically, the whole entire movie is about them trying to get back to their Earth, and the other lady not wanting them to go back because their Earth is also running out of energy supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to tell you that I understood that, but
It's
that
very
sounded like
complicated.
a very complicated, confusing plot.
Okay,
It's
so
very
here's it
complicated,
in a
confusing
nutshell.
plot.
I think
So
E.T. has been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Yeah,
yes,
E.T.,
a
you can go
very,
ahead.
very
Give him a
long
shot.
time. So basically, in my theory about Final Wars, I said how all the universes got melded together and this weird thing came out, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Basically, that's what this is, except I believe the planet they're on is the one we see in the original Cloverfield, hence why there's stuff in the front of the trailer, like you said, Aztec. And basically, the melding of all these universes is just screwing everything up. All the things we know as natural becomes unnatural, like you said, like Justus said, hands going through walls, etc., etc. It's basically just this huge melding of universes colliding together and basically creating an apocalypse. Because each different universe has its apocalyptic events. Like Clover, that's one universe's apocalyptic event. The aliens from Cloverfield Lane, that's another. And who knows how many more there are. That's basically what he said, except a little simpler, I think.
I got an example, but it's spoilery.
For what?
Yeah, I'm not saying it.
It's spoilery for what though? This movie?
If I said it, then that would reveal that there's an apocalyptic type of thing in that movie.
I wouldn't care, but by the way you guys are talking about this movie, it looks like I'm never gonna check it out ever.
No, don't.
So,
But I'll give my review unless Justice is done saying how horrible it is.
Yeah, go ahead. It's awful.
Okay, so it's an okay movie. Don't yell at
You're
me. Don't yell at me. It's
No,
if
you
you
got
go
your own
into
opinion.
it, go into it like you would be Godzilla Final Wars. Don't look at it as this serious 10 Cloverfield Lane suspenseful all logic movie. If you go in and you're like, it's a movie, it's about connecting all these movies together, and
Yeah, but
it really
Final Wars actually had good action, and this one it just has. There's another scene where a guy is like fixing a part of the ship, and then all of a sudden, for no apparent reason, stuff starts getting attracted to a wall, and then a CO2 canister comes out of the wall on the other side of the ship and lands and explodes.
But see, that's
um,
like I said, it's basically turning all things we know into some weird thing we don't understand. That's kind of the premise of the movie. Forget everything you know, because now it's all been screwed up, basically.
But where do they say that in that movie?
They don't. You have to think about it, because like you said, doesn't make sense why metals move into a wall. Why did his hand get cut off? Why did they find people in walls? Why is there a hand crawling around? Why is there a giant monster? Like all this stuff. You just got to think about it and you're like, this makes no sense. But they say that these universes are colliding and anomalies will happen. I haven't seen the movie in a while, but I think that's how they quote it. And that's what you have to think about this movie. All this stuff is supposed to make no sense. It's just there to add suspense. Basically, it's taking the kind of sci-fi from the first one in the suspense and enclosure. It's in a small space, and from Cloverfield Lane in making this
Well, how
Cloverfield
are you
Paradox.
supposed to enjoy something if it doesn't follow any sort of logic?
That's because it's not supposed to.
that was every Showa Godzilla movie ever, by the way.
No, Showa Godzilla followed a logic. It followed the fact that it
Okay.
was stupid. Well, not exactly
Exactly.
stupid. It was corny, except for 54, a little bit of Raids Again, and I don't know, some other things. I don't know.
But what? Real quick question: was this supposed to be the God Particle movie that everyone was
Yes,
Yes,
talking
yeah, the
it
about?
God
was.
particle.
It was.
It
This-
basically,
then-
what happened with the seller happened to Paradox, except Paradox got butchered compared to how much they changed in the seller.
Yes, yes.
And I
Did,
will admit that.
Did we talk about the whole entire seller thing before?
That was
I
a
know
good
we
scene.
talked about it before. I know we talked about it before we started the recording, but did we talk about it like during the recording about like the previous script and then J.J. Abrams got on and
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about the seller.
okay.
But
But
that's the same thing that happened here.
yes, and that's what was going to happen with Overlord and A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place was going to be a Cloverfield movie, and then J.J. Abrams backed out of it.
I think
So-
Overlord was as well. Or no, people
Yeah.
thought it was, but it's not.
I heard
Yeah.
Overlord was actually pretty good. Actually entertaining. Not good, but entertaining. I don't know. But it seems like everything that Abrams backs out on actually turns out to be some sort of success or entertaining film. Like A Quiet Place. Look how much positive reviews that got. That got like a crap ton of positive reviews. And Overlord, it just got treated as a stupid fun action movie.
I haven't
So-
seen Overlords yet. I have seen A Quiet Place. What do you guys think of A Quiet Place? Really quick, just a really like one word. What would you say about the Quiet?
It was
A Quiet
good.
Place.
I haven't seen it, but I've had the movie spoiled to me through a video or two, but it's pretty interesting.
I haven't
Aztec,
seen
what
it
do you
either. I haven't seen it either,
No.
but just the other day I was looking up a bunch of scenes from A Quiet Place. Just it's like all the scenes with the monster in it, and I thought it was actually pretty entertaining. Like the whole concept of it, but yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Paradox. I think it's an okay movie. You got to treat it like it's a fun filler movie, like Star Wars: The Last Jedi, in my opinion.
I disagree, but you have your own opinion.
Okay. All right. So
And I have my own
Uh,
opinion.
I can't really see how. How do you think if they were to make Overlord a Cloverfield movie? Because Overlord, for those who don't know, is basically a World War II Nazi movie, with Nazi versus America movie, just with a little bit of zombie thrown in there.
Oh wait.
So-
Oh, actually, I know exactly what you're talking about now. I heard that movie was awful.
I heard it was
You
a
heard it
fun
was
B
awful.
movie.
Yeah, that's
It's
what I
a B
heard.
movie. That's how you have to treat Paradox too. Like, all these movies are B movies. They take, like, they have no. It makes no sense to have sci-fi plots, but they do. Like Cloverfield Lane and Paradox and Overlord. They just
No,
all
you
have
can have a
those.
sci-fi plot. You can have a sci-fi plot and it makes sense.
But like in Cloverfield Lane, it's like very light, and then boom at the end, sci-fi. It's
Yeah, I agree with that.
like
It's
50s
very-
B movies. 50s B movies, romance, government chats, and then boom, alien, giant monster. Oh my.
Right. I agree with that. But do you guys want to get into something else, which was are you guys done with Paradox, by the way?
Yes.
Because all right. So our next topic was where would we like to see this go? Correct?
I think we're starting to run out of time. I think we might have to wait until another podcast to do that, Aztec.
Yeah.
But really quick, would you like this to continue or not? or no?
Yes.
ET?
I'd be interested to see where this goes.
You know, they did. J.J. Abrams did say they were doing a true, quote unquote, true. So who knows what that means? Cloverfield.
I am interested in seeing where that goes. Where
I'd be
it
curious
goes off. It goes off the first movie, not any of these other movies that have come out. Maybe 10 Cloverfield Lane. I gotta admit, I
Mm,
do like the alien part of 10 Cloverfield Lane more than I like the entirety of Paradox. I have to admit that.
but see, if they were to take Lane, it would make less sense. Paradox had Clover, and it kind of explained Clover a little more. So if they would have to touch on Paradox over Lane, because Lane is like its own thing. It just shares a name, and then a couple of little subtle hints. That's it.
Okay, so that sequel is happening. You're right. But for me personally, if they're doing a true Cloverfield sequel, my number one was please don't make it shaky cam, because if I want to see a Cloverfield movie, a true Cloverfield sequel, I want the creature to be in it for sure. I want Clover to be in it for sure, and I want them to basically clear up everything that came in the first one that is still unexplained. Um, but I want to see Clover, and I don't want to see shaky cam. I want to see a nice uh, monster film that doesn't rely on shaky cam realism to make it a good monster movie. But that's just what I want to see. It can have some returning characters. It could hint. I want it to hint on that it's still alive, and but that's just me. But you guys good?
Well, the
Yeah.
one thing I want to add on is during this interview he had with CinemaCon and then Paramount saying they're making it, Abrams did say the sequel is coming, quote unquote, very soon to theaters.
He was probably referring to Overlord, maybe, I guess, and then that happened because you
This
said
came out,
he came right after Paradox, correct? Right after he said that,
yes.
and then Overlord came after Paradox.
But he also said that Bad Robot's upcoming film Overlord is not, in fact, a Cloverfield film. So could
Okay.
that mean, like, maybe even next week we could get a trailer saying Cloverfield the second happening or whatever?
Well, if
That,
he said it's coming, it sounds canceled right now. I'm telling you guys now that this thing sounds canceled.
well, see, we didn't know about the first one till 2 weeks before the movie came out, so
You have a point, but he's announcing it. He already announced it, and he said very soon. It's been a year. We give him a full year. If I don't recall, you said how long did it take him to how long would you say it took him after Paradox to announce that? Like directly
uh,
after, just a
a
really
couple of
quick guess.
months.
Oh, a couple months. All right. Paradox came out in February,
2 months.
and
Basically 2 months after Paradox, he confirmed that the next one's coming to theaters and it's a true sequel.
Yeah, it's a yeah. I'm looking. It says Abrams described the film as a quote true unquote and quote dedicated unquote theatrical release sequel to the first film.
right. And if he
Yeah.
says very soon, we gave him a full year already, guys. I mean,
Well, it's
I
been a
mean, very
little
soon
under
doesn't
a year.
necessarily mean it's a full year.
yeah,
Very soon could mean 2 years. I mean,
10
if
years.
they had it in
it
development,
take
that means
yeah,
because
that's what I'm saying. Because if it was already in development and it said it's coming into theaters very soon, not necessarily meaning its production is starting very soon, then that means that they probably filmed it already and they're probably wrapping up post production. If he says it's coming to theaters,
Well,
so
think about how much of a time gap we had between 2000 Godzilla 2014 and King of the Monsters. We had a 5-year gap.
yeah,
yeah,
but I'm not saying like sequel wise. I'm like how long it took for a sequel. I'm just saying
and
that the gap between when he announced it, I guess. What were you saying, ET?
I was just going to say him saying very soon to theaters. It takes a year to develop it. Or pre-production takes a year. Production takes a year, and post
Mm.
production's wrapped in with that production year. So if he says it's coming very soon. I would say we would probably know something no later than June of this year. If we don't know anything then, I would say either it got canceled, scrapped, or JJ was lying to us yet again.
I don't know.
Imagine-
I'm sticking with scrapped. That's just what I'm sticking with scrap. That's just what I'm thinking. But Justice,
You know-
what are you saying?
By this point, since you're saying this trailer could literally come out tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
If it
exactly.
does, you guys have permission to laugh at me. But if it doesn't, then I have permission to laugh at you.
How about if it comes out this month? How about that? If it comes out anytime,
Sure.
anytime this month, we get to laugh at you, and
Sure.
and if it turns out scrapped, you get to laugh at us.
All
But see,
right.
we may not know till 2020 whether or not this film is in production or scrapped.
Deal's already been made.
I didn't
a
see a
month.
handshake. I did not see a handshake.
Well, now I
Okay,
have permission to
Okay, we can
laugh
have
at
two.
Justice.
We can have two different agreements. We can have one for you, ET. We can have one for me. I agree. I agree that if nothing is said, no. If it is
I'd
released,
say next month if I were you, because
sure.
Super Bowl month is actually a very close time to place bets on movie announcements.
Sure.
That's
Anytime
what they did
between
with Paradox.
anytime
So,
between now and then, and next month, I get to laugh at you. And if they wind up completely scrapping it, you get to laugh at me, even though I wouldn't care.
Alrighty. So we're gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining us today on the podcast, and thank you Project Godzilla TV for being our guest.
Not a problem.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming.
Not a problem.
But I'm your host, Aztec Productions. You can find me on YouTube as Aztec Productions, or we cover Godzilla, Rocky, etc. Then we have my co-host.
If you were watching this on Kaiju Conversation, make sure to go over to Aztec Productions channel for a more well-edited Kaiju Conversations videos. And I am the co-host, Justus. You can find me at Reflect Justice, youtube.com/Reflect Justice, youtube.com/Kaiju Conversation. You can find me on Twitter. I don't remember my exact @ but you can find it on my YouTube page, my Twitter, and yeah, ET.
And I'm ET13 Productions, your co-host. I'm not sure that's a real title, but we'll go with it. You can find me on YouTube as ET13 Productions. That's youtube.com/ET13 Productions. I don't know. Yeah, that's it.
Don't you have a Twitter now, actually?
I don't use it.
Actually, if you want some bonus, ET has Kaiju Conversation bonus.
Yes.
That's true. I have
He has an interview with Samson West and a little extra on why Samson West believes Godzilla vs. Gigan is the best Godzilla film. But go check out all that in ET's channel on Kaiju Conversation bonus. And of course, our special guest.
Hi, I'm Project Godzilla TV. My YouTube is youtube.com/Project Godzilla. You could also find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Project Godzilla 1. I'm not exactly thrilled that Project Godzilla was taken, but I'll take what I can get. But I digress. And my Twitter, you can find me at Project Godzilla.
Alrighty, thank you guys for coming, and thank you guys, gentlemen. This was a great podcast. I'd like to thank you guys. So have a good day.